Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday here in the stock market, taking two trades today, one short out of the opening gates, and then some Tesla call options again today. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into the video. Let's trade. All right, first trade of the day today was here on KBH. You can see it alerting on the positive intensity scanner right below me here. It's already at a 20, and it's just gotten through the 48.50 mark. I'm looking for a push a little bit higher up towards 49. It gets up into the 80s here. I go ahead and put an order out 200 shares at 48.82 and get the fill right there. So in 200 shares at 48.82, and this thing starts coming down pretty much immediately, and a pretty nice move there. So I go ahead and I mark it out with the cover 50% button for 100 shares, locking in $50 on that trade, getting that cover down pretty nicely at 48.32. So about 50, actually exactly 50 cents there then on that first cover for the $50. So now I'm looking at it, I'm down to 100 shares, and I'm going to take another half off if it gets down below 48. So you can see it get below 48 there on the level 2, and I lock in another 50 shares at 47.90. So we've now locked in 91.50 and have 50 shares left on the trade. So I'm now looking at it, and I'm really hoping that this thing is going to continue down with my remaining 50 shares, down towards VWAP, down towards the SMAs, maybe try and close the gap down to where it broke out earlier at 47 would really be nice. But I'm also seeing a line kind of starting to form there. You can kind of see it at 48.40. So at this point, I'm telling myself, okay, it's either going to break down and I'm going to make some more money on this, or I'm going to cut it off at 48.40 and still make money on the shares. So it bounces here for a little bit. It looked like it might be breaking there for a minute, but then it starts to pop back up a little bit. I'm watching the level 2. It's in the 20s right now. It's a little bit spready at times, going back and forth, about 12, 15 cents there on the spread, but then you can see the level 2 pops up above the 40s on the ask, and I go ahead and close it out right there at 48.44 for a total of plus 110.50 on the trade. So can't complain about that to start the day. It was only about 5 minutes in to start the day when I took that trade. And it actually starts popping again here on this exact candle. It's coming up to the highs. The highs was that 48 90-ish, I think it got up to, and now I'm looking at it push 49. I'm like, okay, if this thing breaks through 49 and gets a nice run 49.50, I will go ahead and start round 2 in this one. So we're watching it here as it breaks 49. It breaks 49 and it pushes up, but it stalls out here at 49.20. So did not end up getting a secondary trade there, but it did fade nicely from here. Certainly could have been another trade in this one. I was just looking for a little bit more there. Second trade of the day was here on Tesla. This one was kind of fading off with the market here throughout the morning, and I was watching the Tesla call options. Tomorrow's expiration with the 11.50 strike price. They're pretty cheap, so I go ahead and I get in the first contract there at $1.89 on the premium, and I'm just looking for a little bit of a bounce here. Nothing crazy. The market's bleeding out, Tesla's bleeding out, but it looks like it has the potential to do a little bit of a bounce. So continues down a bit further. I put an order out and get filled there for another contract at $1.60. So I now have two contracts at an average of $1.75, and it pushes down a little bit more. And I'm looking for, I was actually going to add two more contracts at $1.40. If it got down there, it got down to a low of $1.44 on this push here. So it didn't end up getting those extra two contracts, which would have been nice and made for the potential of a bigger trade here. But it starts rebounding a little bit, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? I wasn't looking for anything big here, just looking for a small little score. So the premiums are starting to bounce back up a little bit, and I'm looking at them like, you know what? I can put both contracts out here below the whole number, above both of my entries at $1.90. And if we get that $1.90, I'll be more than happy to take it and just take another small win and add to the winning day. So the premium prices are creeping up here on this green candle. You can't see the prices, but you can see the unrealized there getting a less and less as that green candle goes on, even though the candle's not even pushing up that much higher. It's just putting that strength, and the premium prices are being dragged up a little bit. So as it goes on to the next candle, I feel pretty good if it breaks the highs here of that previous green candle, that we're going to go ahead and get that fill at 190 pretty easily. So it hangs out here for a minute. It's most likely either going to push up and fill me at 190, or it could potentially continue down just because of how the market was reacting throughout the majority of the morning today. But it does start pushing up here. You can see the P&L start to get into the green, and we're getting close, and we finally get the fill there at 190. It pushed up to about 210, I think, total on this rebound, but more than happy to take the $31 and just call that a tiny little add-on trade there on those Tesla call options. So that's going to do it for me. Just a little bit under 150 on the day today. I can't complain about it really, because overall it was a pretty slow day. I think the only upside move that I was really interested in was that KBH, and I was able to get that one today, added on a little bit with Tesla, so happy about that. And we'll take it, another green day. All 3 green days to start the week this week. Hopefully we can close that out tomorrow. Now we are going into a long 3-day weekend. If you guys don't know, there is no trading next Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we'll see how it's like tomorrow. It was slow today, so I'm not overly optimistic, but I'll be here. And if we get any trades, you know the video will be coming out. Appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. And I'm going to try to remember to edit out the part where I look away right now.